Good afternoon. My name is Janetta Burden, and I will be introducing my program proposal on Breakthrough Ministries Youth Counseling Services and Center. Uh, LGBTQ youth are 3 to 5 times more likely to experience suicidal ideations than their side-gender peers, with the transgender being 5 to 8 times more likely to experience suicidal ideations because of the societal negative barriers and challenges they face, such as discrimination, family and peer rejection, harassment, bullying, and so on. This population tends to be sometimes more reluctant coming forward of accessing the specific needed health care, mental health care, because of the negative biases that they may be approached with. So, the purpose of this study is to see if affirmative cognitive behavioral therapy will assist in decreasing suicidal ideations among LGBTQ youth. And also, there's a logic model that was developed, training classes developed to assist the staff and stakeholders to improve their skills and knowledge on affirmative care. Okay, so the need is to provide LGBTQ youth and adolescents with the correct therapeutic approaches that will assist in decreasing suicidal ideations and connect them with mental health services that aligns with their specific needs. And we'll move on. My target population is 38 LGBTQ youth between the ages of 13 and 17, and they are experiencing suicidal ideations. Resources to support the program evaluation, of course, is the staff mentors, outreach support specialists, mental health counselors, program directors, social work practitioners. It also includes youth and counseling and the Mentorship Services Center itself. Intra-organization like program partnering with other internal departments will be available. And of course, funding such as private sector, government grants, public and private donations will be available for supporting the program. The specific activities planned to achieve outcomes: constructing the organization capacity to address high rates of suicide among LGBTQ youth, constructing a comprehensive affirming care training model, revise all assessments and intake forms and surveys that align specifically for LGBTQ youth, and the products or tangibles produced by staff was the assessment in a mental health scale survey, LGBTQ intake assessment questionnaire, pre and post test, the after training survey. Okay, and we'll talk about the intended outcomes. Of course, is for suicidal ideations to begin to decrease. The intermediate is the administration of the affirmative CBT itself that will assist in the suicidal ideations, in decreasing suicidal ideations. And of course, the long-term goals we expect for the suicidal ideations to cease. Okay, my logic models is on page 5. And I won't read everything because you can go back and look at it. I emailed everyone a hard copy. Under your plan work resources, organization collaborations, as I mentioned, LGBTQ youth and the guardians or parents. Computer systems will be available. Of course, staff, mentors, community outreach support leaders, mental health counselors, and program directors. Up under the activities, we are introducing staff to increase rates of suicidal ideations which occur among LGBTQ youth, accessing staff knowledge and understanding, accessing organization readiness to address problematic issues. Under outputs, programs level assessments are conducted. Community outreach and mental health services has been delivered to empower 100% of the LGBTQ youth. 100% of staff and stakeholders participated in training sessions. 12 hours of training per week for 10 weeks was provided. And you can take a look back at that. in your spare time. The evaluation design is quasi-experimental. My research questions is, if LGBTQ youth participate in affirmative cognitive behavioral therapy, will their incidence of suicidal ideations decrease by 45% within 6 months? And by what percentage did staff and stakeholders' knowledge increase about affirmed healthcare for LGBTQ plus youth? Who will utilize the findings? Directors, stakeholders, and other proper staff within the program to determine if the CBT intervention was effective. Findings will be useful for the program staff to determine the program's effectiveness. It will assist in making informed decisions and be able to communicate vital insights to various stakeholders. And I won't read all of them. You can go back to page 6 to read the others. Measures and outcomes. The program is meeting its goals by identifying and involving 100% of staff members and stakeholders and other funders. Program directors and mental health counselors have made sure that all participants have been administered pre-surveys and assessments at the first initial phases of the start of the program. All consent forms have been signed. All mental health counselors and practitioners are conducting quarterly assessments during the evaluation, and all safety measures have been put in place for everyone. All appropriate staff have completed all the training courses before the start of the program, and the intervention that will be utilized during the evaluation processes have been determined. So the tools that we're using, I'll get into them a little bit more. The LGBTQ Youth Assessment Questionnaire, and this measures to see how often that LGBTQ youth may experience depression, bullying, family or peer rejection, or other negative factors that may lead to suicidal ideations occurring. The assessment and mental health scale measures the severity and prevalence of how do often negative factors occur, and how do these negative factors affect the mental health of LGBTQ youth, or non-improvements within the mental health scale. The Affirmed Care Milepost Training Questionnaire survey measures whether staff skills and knowledge improve on affirmative care. And all three of those scales demonstrated moderate to good reliability and validity within a clinical setting. The Suicidal Ideation and Attribute Scale measures the frequencies, closeness, controllability, closeness to attempts, and the interferences to daily activities surrounding suicidal thoughts. And this demonstrated high internal consistency, Crumbach Alpha 0.91 on the scale in the clinical setting. The data analysis, where the methods to collect or acquire the data will be quantitative pre- and post-test survey methods using simple, non-random sampling surveys administered at baseline, 6 months, and 10 months. And we went over who will a sample be used, and that's 38 LGBTQ youth identifying. They are identifying as LGBTQ youth, and they're between the ages of 13 and 18, and they are experiencing suicidal ideations. Samples will also be selected by utilizing standardized measures, questionnaires, and data collection procedures that are consistently among 100% of LGBTQ participants, and data collection points to ensure the accuracy and consistency of the measures. The data can be assured by equipping the researcher with the necessary trainings to enhance their skills and knowledge. How will the data be protected? Through personal coding numeric system instead of using social security numbers or names. And you can also protect it, secure and storage solutions by using protocols like HTTPSs or VPNs. How will the quality and utility of existing data be determined? This can be done through evaluating consistency, accuracy, completeness, and timeliness, among other factors. And we'll move on. I've used a descriptive measures of central tendency and dispersion to analyze the data. And there's the chart, the methods chart on page 11. And I won't go over that again because I mentioned that the evaluation questions, the data collection, and the source of the data already. The dissemination plan. Some of the dissemination plans will be 12 hours per week for 10 weeks. Affirmative training classes have been completed by 100% of staff and stakeholders. After training survey will be distributed to 100% of program staff and stakeholders. Each participant will have access to participate from Monday through Friday, 2:30 to 6, for the affirmative intervention sessions, and there are 30-minute intervals running. And there will be a total of 3 mental health counselors and 2 social work practitioners who will be administering the therapeutic sessions daily. And dissemination plan continues. Safety plans have been developed for each participant at the time of the initial assessment. The audience will consist of the following: primary program directors and mental health counselors. Secondary would be the LGBTQ youth. No, I'm sorry, will be the stakeholders, community partners, church leaders, and other sister youth serving organizations. And I will end at this moment because everyone have a PDF to go over, and feel free to leave questions or comments about my presentation through Canvas. And one more thing right quick I would say is this program is effective in implementing empirical-based interventions that will assist in decreasing suicidal thoughts among LGBTQ youth and providing mentorship support to empower them. Program evaluations also assist in improving program implementation, refine educational materials, enhance cultural competence, and clarify communications. Thank you guys for listening, and thank you for your time. Hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.